have to be. We're back with Adrian Carver, who's the president of Young Democrats of New Mexico, and we're in the last segment here. So before we went, we were talking a little bit about the variety of issues that you cover and stuff, and talking to the youngsters and stuff. Anything specific? I know the candidates, and you're supporting Pete Ginelli, and you're basically involved with the candidates there. Are you involved with anyone else besides?
The statewide campaigns aren't quite in full swing right now, but we're excited to support. There's a young man running for city council here in Albuquerque.
I was going to ask you, was there anyone specific?
He's also got a couple of another Democratic opponent. So we're excited to support all Democratic candidates running for city council, and when the state races start picking up here in the coming months, we're going to be there, focused and involved, getting young people to help get these candidates elected.
So when they go out, do they make phone calls and things like that?
We'll be doing some of that traditional political organizing,
grassroots campaigning. They go out on the knocking doors and stuff, which is a great experience. I did that many years ago, and it was a great experience. It was intimidating, because I didn't know that much about when you walk up there and someone comes out, there's a real body there. They're actually staring down at you.
Yeah, it's intimidating to have a conversation with somebody, but it's important, and we enjoy knocking on doors and talking to people, talking to the people who are living in our communities, and that's an important part of some of the organizing that we'll be doing. We'll be organizing around specific issues as well, and we'll be supporting candidates that we believe are strong and who are going to help move our state forward and to pull us out of this recession all the way.
There's a few Democrats running for city council. Right? I've had a few of them on my show. Anyone specific that you're working with besides? I know Pete's mayoral, but then in city council you mentioned a couple of them.
We're working to help get some of the Democratic, but nobody specifically at this point.
Okay. So you don't pick and choose as far as Democrat goes.
Right. We're not gonna insert ourselves in.
Yeah, because you're a Democrat. Your organization is basically Democrat. You don't want to be isolating anyone. They'll feel like, okay, he's supporting such and such, but not me.
Right.
And so that's a good thing. Anything is future-wise that you would like to work on as far as candidacies, or any projects that your organization would like to work on?
You know what? We're gonna be working to replace the governor. We think that it's time that we have.
Gary King is running.
Gary King is running.
He's there.
Linda Lopez is running.
Yes. Yeah.
Whoever else wants to jump in the race, but we're going to be there helping that candidate to replace our governor and to.
You don't think she's doing a good job?
I think that a lot of the states surrounding us are doing some work pulling themselves out of the recession, and I think that there's been a lot of distractions in this administration focusing on wedge issues like the driver's license issue or a couple of other things. And
that was very controversial, the driver license thing. I talked about it on my show a few times, but I think it was, what is your opinion on it? You thought, I'm sure you're probably leaning to the left on it. And
Absolutely. Yeah. I think that, on a national scale right now, there's a lot of energy and momentum around the immigration bill in the Senate. Hopefully the House is able to put a bill forward and it'll be able to go to conference. And I think that we need comprehensive immigration reform, and the driver's license issue here in New Mexico was a distraction from improving our economy. It was a distraction from supporting our working families, and I think it's time that we had a Democrat on the fourth floor in Santa Fe working to support our students in creating more early childhood education programs, and making sure that our students are supported and able to move on to college or a career. And I think that is a way that we begin to pull ourselves out of the economy, and I just don't think that this governor has been doing that.
When she came in, to be fair to her, when she came in nationally, we were tanking. Throughout the whole nation there. It was a pretty bad situation there too. So I think, being fair to her in that sense, it was pretty bad nationally, but they could have implemented certain policies that took us out of the slump we were in. We were behind about a year, I think, as far as going into the recession, and then we're a year behind as far as coming out of it. Nationally, there's a lot of green shoots there, but we're still kind of lagging behind. Anything specific that stands out to you that you feel that she could have done, that as far as what are your sources telling you that she could have,
I think
business-wise or anything?
Well, cutting the incentive for the film industry, I think
that was very controversial.
I mean,
I know
it sent jobs out of our state, and that's not something that is going to help our economy. I think that we really need to invest in public education. We need to invest in our infrastructure, so that we can pull ourselves out, and that's very important to us.
She went back on the film industry, though, right? She's starting to actually bring them back a little bit, right?
I think because
she realized
the film industry is an important part of our economy here in New Mexico, and I think she's thinking about it, the re-election campaign, and you know, I'm glad to see the film incentive was increased, and I hope that this governor and a future governor, the governor that we work to elect, will do more to improve our economy, to get good work jobs for all of our working families.
Who would you support for? I know Gary King is running. He was on my show. He has announced. Linda Lopez is running. She's also, I think, has formally, I'm not sure if she formally announced or not, but she is on the ballot as far as I know. Or she's in the exploratory committee, I'm not sure.
I believe they're both announced, and you know,
Gary King announced on my show, so I know he's running for sure.
Right.
Yeah, so I'm sure you're probably
Gary has worked tirelessly for our working families, and you know, I work
very
with,
experienced.
He's very experienced, very knowledgeable, and I work with Senator Lopez quite a bit, and I know that she's very passionate and experienced and knowledgeable, and so I'm excited to support both of them. I can't wait to see who comes out of the primary,
correct,
and to see how we're going to replace Governor Susana Martinez.
It's so far it looks like Gary King, because he is, he's a Attorney General there for many years, and he was a legislator, has so much experience there. Not to take anything away from Linda Lopez. She is a dedicated person, a dedicated senator for many years now. She has done a lot for the state. And,
absolutely.
And I don't take anything away from her. Anyway, everyone has a chance.
Yeah, I think that we need to let the primary take its course, and we'll see who comes out of that primary.
Exactly, yeah. And I had Gary King. I would love to have Linda Lopez on my show again. We'll see who comes out in the primaries.
Absolutely.
We're almost out of time there, so we'll have you back, okay?
Great.
And then come back and talk about anything. Anyone would like to come on the show, you're more than welcome to.
Absolutely.
Okay? Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you very much.
That was Adrian Carver. We're running out of time there. We're going to see you next time. He's the president of Young Democrats of New Mexico, and we'll have him back again. Thank you for watching the show. We'll see you next time.